Hello, everyone, and welcome to Zest to Zen with me, Shel, the podcast that'll take you on a journey from the hustle to the harmony, fueling your passion whilst finding your peace. Today, it's an absolute honor to welcome Andrew Jobling, a former professional footballer turned author, speaker, and transformational wellbeing leader whose mission now reaches the hearts and homes of millions across the world. After his heartbreaking, unfortunate loss of his mother to cancer, he journeyed through grief, adversity, and uncertainty, ultimately choosing to rebuild his life with purpose and possibility. His story is not only inspiring, but it's a living example of what happens when we turn immense pain into purpose and allow ourselves to rise again. Through his books, workshops, and heartfelt message, he empowers others to believe in themselves and expand their potential and create meaningful change from within. Today, we're exploring the deeper truth of transformation, healing, and what it really takes to live a life of joy again and again and again. I'm so excited for you to meet him. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Shel, what a wonderful, beautiful introduction. You've made me sound so good. I'm actually really interested to hear this guy speak. When's he coming?
Well, it's all about
good.
You.
Oh, good. Well, thank you. That was a beautiful introduction. Thank you so much.
So
it's
welcome.
Wonderful to be here.
And honestly, to hear that really that means a lot to me, because especially knowing your journey, and I know many have, unfortunately, these journeys, it's always, for
I think
me,
everyone does.
Yeah, I think it's always important for me to represent it in the best light and not just say it like an introduction, because it's not an introduction.
Yeah.
It's someone's life that they've lived. So I really appreciate you saying that. Thank you.
No, it's a beautiful introduction. Thank you. That's
So
the best one ever I've ever had, Shel. That was, you get the best ever intro.
Thank you. So obviously there's so many layers to your journey so far, and I know there's so many that's still unfolding, like even with your background. Yep. Like, wow, you've got so much that you're infusing into this world. And I actually, rather than steering it, I would love you to just share what you feel like right now in this moment someone would really benefit from hearing.
Wow, you've thrown me under the bus right from the start, haven't you? No, that's good. I love that. And I love that. I love, because I'm a podcast host, as you know, Shel, and I hate structure when it comes to podcasts. I hate the interview style. I think it's far better just to see how it evolves, because the magic's there. There's always magic. We've all got it within us. And absolutely. I think probably, here's what I want people to know, and I'll say it right from the front, is that you're good enough, and this incredible uniqueness that you have within you that a lot of people hide from. They cover up. They're embarrassed about. They're fearful to share their true self, because it's flawed. Like we've all got insecurities and fears, and we've made poor choices, and we've done dumb stuff in our lives, and we run from it. And I did most of my life. I spent most of my life covering up who I was, because I didn't think I was good enough. And I always thought that if people knew who I was, they wouldn't like me, they'd reject me, they'd judge me. And so I hid it for, if I'm being honest, probably half a century. Yeah. And it wasn't, and being an author looks really smooth and sparkly on the outside. Being a professional athlete, wow, that's impressive. Yeah. As a personal trainer, I had the body. Well, that was, again, just an exterior, really covering a pretty fragile human underneath that didn't really believe or like himself that much. And it's been a real, talked about transformation. That's what it's been. It's been a real transformation through so many highs and devastating lows. And I guess I've learned that now these days, and this is something that I embrace, that everything happens for me. Mm-hmm. It's helping me become who I need to be. Yeah. All of the stuff, and we'll talk more about the stuff, but I truly believe that there's nothing bad in life. It's all just opportunity. And as an author, I've now written 8 books, and as an author, I say there's nothing bad in life. It's all just content for my next book. So when people would go, oh, that's terrible, I go, no, that's just a chapter in my next book. That's okay. It's all good. It's all
content. I think even in that comment, that shows how kind of programmed we are, because that's awful. Well, no, you're owning something that you believe. And when people have those strong opinions, we have to question why as well, don't we?
Yeah. Well, you look at every human that's achieved anything in life, they've probably done it off the back of tragedy. They've done it off the
Yeah.
back of
Yeah.
devastation, of some kind of loss. And I think that's what, tragically, as humans, we wait for the lowest point, the worst case, before we go, okay, maybe I better do something different. And I just hope that everyone, when a adverse situation comes along, rather than get angry or get frustrated or get sad, get excited, because something's going to happen. And if with the right perspective, that adversity is going to turn into probably the greatest blessing in your life.
If you use it properly.
You mentioned the death of my mum, which was the most heartbreaking thing I've been through in my life. And thought I'd never recover, but I've now written a book about her, and her legacy lives on. I just recently celebrated, it was 21 years since she passed, 21 years. And I still cry when I think about her. But what I also know is that my mum lives on, not only just in my heart, but in a book that I don't know how many people have read the book. And when I'm speaking now to you on a podcast 21 years after she's passed. So my mum's still inspiring people with her journey and the love that she shared. So there's that. I mean, I'm an author today because of the deepest financial hole I've ever been in, and the worst business time in my life, where I was in $100,000 debt, working 7 days a week in 2 businesses, and out of nowhere, I'd made this crazy illogical decision to write a book, and now I'm an author. I got sacked from being a professional athlete, and now, I'm grateful for that beyond, because I would have taken a different path had I stayed in the sporting sort of scenario. So I've been married and divorced 3 times. Wow, that's bad. Is it? Or has it helped me be a more empathetic person? Has it helped me communicate better? Has it helped me empathize with people that have gone through that or are going through that? So you can look at everything and go, oh my gosh, Andrew, you poor thing, you have death and divorce and debt and all the horrible D words. Or you can go, wow, that's helped you be who you are today and do what you do today, so I don't regret any of it. Absolutely. Was it always easy? No, it wasn't always easy, but I look at it and go, I do this now because of that.
Yeah, awesome. Absolutely. Basil, thank you so much for being so raw and so real, and really, really saying how it is, because exactly what you said right at the start, when we really just own it and we are able to share it, but share it from, a place of kind of sitting with it, and like what you say, no, it still comes out, it still unfolds, we're still human, there's still emotions attached to things, and that's okay. But actually, how can you take that and infuse it in a beautiful way into the world, so that others can benefit from it, and others can evolve from it? And well, not even evolve, because again, I think there's all this destination thing, when the destination is never the destination.
Well, you never know where you're going to end up. So
exactly.
You don't know where you're going to end up, do you? So you may as well enjoy the moment, enjoy the journey, enjoy the whole. Because our story, this is the thing, when we come to some kind of challenge in life and we go, oh my gosh, this is terrible, your story's not over.
No.
This is not the end. And in a lot of cases, it could be the beginning, because if you've done something on a repeated basis in your life that has led you to poor health, for example, or you've done something on a repeated basis, you've got a mindset or a belief system and habits that have led you to debt or led you to divorce. Then here's the awesome opportunity. You can change your thinking. You can change your mindset. You can change your perspective. And the second you do it, you change direction. And you move in a different path. So the story's not over. While you're upright looking down at the grass, there is hope to live a life of abundance and joy, and that is a decision. It's not circumstance. When things go well, then I'm happy. No, be happy even when things aren't going well, because you are going to be a better person as a result of it.
Exactly.
And that's what excites me, which is awesome.
Absolutely. And I know it's said often, but although we don't want to always go through it, often when we experience what we don't want, we know what we do want. So, there's wisdom in experiencing it. And there's a very big difference between sharing something because you've read about it and actually a lived experience. So, I think not that we want to keep having the experience before we have to then share something. I feel like a lot of us, I think we've had a lot of fuel already, but often.
And we will keep having it.
Yeah,
Shel. This is the thing.
yeah.
It's going to keep coming. Don't think it's going to just be a smooth sailing straight line all the way to a happy, healthy, abundant life. There's going to be, and that's okay. That's how life is meant to be.
And I think
that's
you
what
touched
makes it so joyful.
Yeah, and I think you touched on a really, really powerful point of perspective. And of course, when we're in the thick of it, we can't always just, oh yeah, remember. Oh, it's about the perspective here. What am I thinking right now? Like, of course, we have to feel it, really feel it sometimes and go through it. But it is true, I joke about this, but it's true. You could be in a situation and see an argument happening, and a majority of the people are looking at the argument. But then you could see at the other end, someone's there with their headphones on, listening to their music. In every situation, there's more than one scenario. But what are you focusing on? I think is what we have to always go back to, and ultimately we are the one that creates it. If we're going to just stay focused on only here and we only see here, how are we going to see outside of here?
No, that's true. And I think, our identity and our belief system is everything. There's a book. It's a book that I talk about a lot called The Power to Change. And I was reading this book recently, and there's one line that just jumped out at me. And that line was, "You do what you do because of what you think of you."
Yeah, wow.
And that underpins absolutely everything. So people, we want to create change in our life. And I know for me, I've tried and started things. I'm gonna make more money. I'm gonna be successful in business. I'm gonna be a professional athlete. And you do the action, but unless that action is supported by the right belief, the right identity, it's not going to last. And so the key for everyone, before you even attempt to change anything, we're recording this, I don't know when it's going out, Shel Marie, but we're close to the end of 2025, so we know people are going to have New Year's resolutions.
Yeah.
And we also know that probably the vast majority of them, about 3 days after the New Year starts, are off track because they think change is about the actions that you take. And obviously we need to act. But unless it's consistent action, you're not going to create the change. And consistent action can only keep producing if it's supported by an identity that is, I am a healthy, strong, determined human that will persist and have energy, abundant energy for the rest of my life. You have to believe it, not just say it, but actually believe it.
Yeah.
So I think that perspective is, okay, if I stop and reflect on, look at the results that I'm experiencing in my life, because it's easy. We live in a world it's easy to blame. Oh, it's someone else's fault.
Yeah.
The reason I've got no money, or the reason I'm divorced, it's my partner's fault, or the reason I'm unhealthy is because there's too much unhealthy food in supermarkets. It's their fault that I actually walked in, picked it, and then chose to put it in my mouth.
Yeah. How dare you?
How dare? When you look at the results in your life, good or bad, happy, sad, healthy or unhealthy, they are the reflection of your belief system and your identity in that area of your life. So look at your results. Look at the outcomes you're experiencing. Don't blame anyone. And if you're getting good results, take full credit because it is you. If it's not going the way you want, yes, it is you also.
Yeah. And
go back in those areas you want to change and really reflect on, what do I truly believe about myself in this area? What is the self-talk? I want to lose weight, but what do you say after the but?
Yeah.
I want to create financial abundance, but what do you say after the but? Because what you say after the but is the belief you have.
Yes.
And that is what drives your actions consistently to deliver the results that you are going to have in your life. So, and again, this is simple for us all to do. We can stop and reflect and think that We started every path we're on. We started. And if we keep going down that path, that's because of us. And if we get to somewhere we don't want to go, that's our fault.
Yeah.
Hard to hear.
Yeah.
But necessary to hear.
But thank you so much, and this is what you keep saying about, and I think that I think it's beautiful the way you do it like this. You just said all of that, which is quite, things people don't want to face, but with joy. And when you hear it like that, it's true. But that's often what people don't really want to do. They don't want to look at their own mess and realize that they did it. But something else you mentioned, which I think is really, really important, because you said not only about looking at what what we're creating ultimately that maybe you don't want, but actually applauding ourselves when we have done a good job, because I think that equally is something we don't do. Like even this whole intro, there was a time where even after you said those beautiful words, after I'd done the intro, I would have been like, whereas no, you accept that kindness. Because again, going back to the people pleasing or the overlooking or whatever we want to call it, there's too many words sometimes when it's actually a feeling. No, when someone says something, and there was a time where even I couldn't receive a compliment, and we have to again check in with the positives as well.
Absolutely, that's so important. We have to.
Yeah.
And when you're not taking a compliment, again, when you're not receiving and saying thank you, again, that is a reflection of the inner belief. And I think, let me just go back. Yeah. Well, let me go way back, Shel, because I think it's important to know where it all starts, because it's easy to sit here and say, look, they didn't like me.
Yes.
I was insecure. And we've all got a story. And being a podcast host, you must speak to so many people and get so many stories. And I listen to, I've just about to release a podcast with the guy who from the moment he was born to the age of 17, he was brutally beaten by his dad for no reason. Like he was just smacked. Like he would almost every day or every second day, he'd end up with fat lips and blood eyes and stitches. His dad was just a very angry man who couldn't control his anger. I mean, and you look and go, okay, well, he's got a real reason to struggle with self-worth and lack his own value, but it doesn't just. And I think we look at people like that and go, well, what's my problem? I haven't been beaten. But we can't diminish the fact that as a child, as a young person, we are so fragile and we're so easily affected by just a throwaway comment, by a word, by a parent that doesn't pay attention when we're talking to them, by so many little communication things that happen when the person delivering the communication is not even aware that they're basically saying, you're not important to me. They're looking at their phone when you're trying to talk to them. They're effectively saying, you're not as important as what's on this phone. Yeah. And we pick up these messages as young children. And because we're not old enough to really identify and filter them through a logical mind, we think the worst. So in my situation, I'm a middle child, and typical middle child, just attention seeker, me. And as I grew up in a loving household, I don't have the story of being beaten or abuse, any kind of abuse. As a child, I was loved and I was provided for. I was always a year behind my brother in school, and every year, and he was the well-behaved one and the smart one, and I was the rebel, the typical middle child. And every year I would go into the same grade he went into, and I had the same teacher he had the year before. And throughout my primary schooling, I can't remember one year where I didn't hear the same words from a teacher. Why aren't you more like your brother? Why aren't you more like your brother? Now, what they're trying to do in their clueless mind is motivate me to behave and to buckle down and to get on to my studies and be more diligent. What I heard was, you're not good enough as you are. And I didn't hear it just once. I heard it on a repeated basis. So here's me in my mind going, okay, well, I'm not good enough. I'm not like my brother. I need to be more like my brother. Therefore, I am not good enough as I am, which is I think a logical conclusion that a young person would come to. Now, you might have been told as a kid you're dumb or you're stupid or you're worthless or whatever it might be. And it might have just been a throwaway comment from an angry parent or an angry teacher or whatever. They didn't mean it, but it sticks.
Yeah, yeah.
That one belief of I'm not good enough has fueled so many things in my life. Some good, some devastatingly bad. And my whole pursuit of being a professional athlete was not because I loved the sport, not even because I was that good at it, but because I wanted to prove to the world that I was good enough. And I wanted to prove to myself that I was good enough. And interestingly, through all the work I had to do to get there and all the pain and the suffering and the lungs that were bursting and the muscles that were tearing and all kinds of stuff to make it, proud of myself that I did, still never felt good enough.
Yeah.
And it was this underlying belief, not good enough. Okay. And then I got sacked, and then, okay, that confirmed it. Not good enough.
Oh.
Right. And so this is what we do to ourselves. I did this to me because even when I was an adult, for a lot of my adult life, why wouldn't I just stop and go, that's a lie? That is not true. What do those teachers know? They don't know me. How dare they tell me or make me believe that I'm not good enough? Yet, for some reason, we choose to continue to believe the lies.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until after my third marriage ended and I was at the darkest and deepest place in my life where my self-loathing was at its highest point, I had decided enough is enough.
Yeah.
And I started to really look at me and look at my behaviors and why, and understand more about men and why men did the things they did and why I believed what I believed and my childhood and all these things I'm talking to you about. And all of a sudden I started to understand more about myself and accepted myself and started to realize I'm not broken, because I used to say, what's wrong with you, Andrew? And I realized I'm not broken at all. I'm actually okay. I'm just human, for goodness sake. And then I started to think about, okay, well, so what are the character traits you have, Andrew, that are yours, that you can own, that you can believe in? And I knew I was a caring person and a loving person. And I knew I was disciplined. I knew I was persistent. I knew I was courageous. I knew it because I've exhibited all those character traits all throughout my life. I knew that I was creative, and I knew I was solution. All these things I'm now starting to deliberately focus on. And I thought, okay, so I can either believe that I'm not good enough, that I'm not worthy, that I'm useless, that I'm broken. That's one list I can focus on. Or I can focus on the list that says I'm worthy, I'm kind, I'm compassionate, I'm loving, I'm determined, I'm significant, I'm having an impact in this world, I'm energetic, I'm healthy, I get to choose which list to focus on. So I made a decision, I'm going to focus on the truth, not the lies. And I just, like, for everyone listening to this, guaranteed every one of us is believing some kind of lie.
Absolutely.
And I want us to really stop. Say, when you hear yourself saying you're not good enough, or you can't do it, or you're too tired, or you procrastinate, or all the stuff that stops us, ask yourself the question, is that truth? And what is the truth about me? And think about the things that you've done. Think about what your parents would say about you. Think about what your partner would say about you. Think about what your kids would say about you.
Yeah. First of all, I really want to acknowledge that, because I really admire you sharing that, and I truly believe in the power of not storytelling but journey telling our life, because we can go to a seminar, and these are still powerful exchanges. We can have someone literally tell us, okay, identify the root cause, but in you fully sharing from that point to that point and the whole unfolding, even in myself, even multiple times of hearing another person telling me to identify, go back to that root cause, really think about it now and how you're operating now, and do you believe that anymore, is very different to someone really sharing their full journey and hearing the unfolding and how it kept coming back and back and back in multiple ways. And even after your success as an athlete, it came back and it hit you even harder. Then, okay, no, I got my wife, boom, hits you again. So even at those points where it came each time, it came back even stronger, because obviously correct me if I say this incorrectly, but the root cause still was there. It hadn't been pulled up, and it still probably is there. A little bit still there all the time that you have to, it's come back again. I recognize it's coming back again. And I think it's so powerful what you've just shared. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Well, I haven't told you the whole journey, because if I did, people would be depressed, and they'll be going through boxes of tissues going, oh my God. Anyway,
Yeah.
but it's so true, isn't it? It did keep coming back because I never dealt with the cause. I always looked at the superficial surface and distracted myself from, because who wants to deal with their insecurities? I mean, who really, honestly, I don't want to deal with my flaws. I don't want anyone to know I'm flawed. I don't want to know I'm flawed. I don't want to know that I've got insecurities and fears. I'm a man. Can't be scared. They've got to be strong and provide and protect and so it's so easy to mask the truth.
Yes.
We live in a day and age where social media will do it, alcohol will do it, television will do it, Netflix will do it. It's so easy to go, nah, I won't deal with it today. It's just, I don't want to. It'll go away. She'll be right. In Australia, she'll be right, mate. She'll be right, mate. She'll be right, mate. Itis is what kills most people in Australia, because they don't deal with things. It's particularly with their health. They don't deal with it. Males, no, I'll be right. She'll be right. I've got a pain in my heart, but she'll be right, mate. And they wake up the next day dead because they've just had a massive heart attack because they haven't dealt with it.
Yeah.
So you're right. So true. You've got to identify the root cause. The thing if it's a recurring issue that's coming up, if you're not completing things, if you're sabotaging relationships, if you're losing money, if you're lacking energy, it's something.
Yeah.
It's a simple fix. You just got to identify what the belief. Coming back to the same thing.
Yeah.
What's the belief?
And as you highlighted, many of us don't have just one. We have multiple. And something else you touched on, and it's definitely not diminishing or taking away from someone who has, suffered physically. But I recently had a conversation actually with a professional recently, and unless there's a mark or something is showing, I really stopped and thought, wow, we're saying, particularly in the UK, and I'm sure all around the world, mental health, but we've just spoke about something that could is literally a mental health concern, and you're asking questions of, but I can't see it, what happened? And this is obviously speaking very loosely, it was just a conversation between professionals, and it really made me think, wow, we're saying, but do we actually really understand? Because what you so beautifully said was, okay, you might have had that home life and everything looked perfect and good on paper, but you still had that deep cause. But it's like, yeah, but what else, but did something else, like people want a tangible, a physical evidence. And I think this mental health thing that is affecting so many people, it really, really needs to be spoke about more, because it isn't something you can say, look, see, and it's awful, and many are carrying it, and often we're unaware of it, and even after someone who's done the training, things like that, I thought, wow, it's still something that people don't still believe and play down. And obviously there's not really an answer to it. It's just something there's no answer to it,
except I think we've got to remove the stigma.
Yes.
Because there is a stigma. Mental health issues, it's like you're broken or something like that.
Exactly.
In my mind, it doesn't mean I'm broken, it means I'm human.
Absolutely.
And every human being at some point on the spectrum of having some kind of, and I don't even like the term mental health or the phrase mental health. I think we're on the human spectrum, and mental health issues is just emotion that's unchecked or unregulated or misunderstood. And I think the biggest challenge for people is they misunderstand emotion.
Yeah.
Of course there are some people that have got some challenges that they need support.
Yes,
And I would
yes.
suggest there certainly is, but I would say the large percentage of people, like people that are, have anxiety or even depression. I mean, what is depression? You go to a doctor and say, I'm feeling sad. Okay, you're depressed. Here's some medication. Well, why are you depressed?
Exactly.
What's the thought process leading to the anxiety, leading to the depression, leading to the anger? See, you can see behind me Tears of Joy, and that's my latest book. And in the book, the E stands for emotion. So the formula is a thought, our thinking. It's our thinking that leads to our emotions. Emotions don't mystically appear. You're not just angry. You're not just anxious or depressed. There's a reason. There's a thought that feeds emotion, that leads us into action, that over time builds routines that lead us to the outcome. But here's the thing about emotion that I want people to know. It is great. Every emotion is awesome. Every single one. But people go, what do you mean? Anxiety's not good. Yeah, it is, if you understand it. But anger's not good. Yeah, it is, if you understand what it is telling you. But depression's bad. Well, not really, if you understand what you're focusing on. Because the thing I've learned about and what I now understand is that when I feel emotion, that's my body going, hey, Andrew, I've got some really important feedback for you. I've got great news for you if you're willing to take the time. And you said right at the start of the podcast, you said, feel the feelings. You need to feel it. You have to feel it and not judge it. This is the thing. We judge emotion. Oh my gosh, I'm anxious. Oh, I wish I wasn't anxious. Or why am I angry? I'm angry that I'm angry. And what is wrong with me? Why can't I just get over this lethargy? And we beat ourselves up because of feeling something that is the human experience.
Yes.
We're all going to have emotion. So the key is this. Here's the process. And this is what I went through. And let me give you an example to explain this. When COVID hit, and I'm a speaker, and so 2020, and I live in Melbourne, Australia, and Melbourne, Australia was the most locked down city in the world based on the number of hours and months that we were in total lockdown. And so early 2020, and my year was planned. I had multiple speaking gigs. I had multiple, trips to speak at conferences and stuff. And it was a very exciting year ahead. And then all of a sudden COVID hits, and within a couple of days, every single one of them, along with tens of thousands of dollars, evaporated into nothing. Right. And all of a sudden now, I experienced this overwhelming anxiety and fear. And it was, that's not fair, and this is horrible, and and all this stuff, and what's going to happen, and all of a sudden, I slid down the wall, and I panicked. And I tantrumed, and I stomped, and I screamed, and I swore, and I did it all. And then I stopped after about 10 minutes. I took a big deep breath. And I started thinking, okay, what I'm feeling is very normal. Why am I feeling anxiety? Okay, and I started to question it. Okay, why am I feeling that? What am I thinking? What am I focused on that's actually leading to that fear and anxiety? And I thought, okay, firstly, you focus on what you've lost. You're focused on what you now can't do. And you're focused on an uncertain future. Of course, you're going to feel anxiety because I'm focused on what I can't do, what I don't have, what's out of my control. That will lead to fear and anxiety. Like, that's a normal response. So I thought, okay, I can't do this anymore. I can't do face-to-face in-room presentations. What can I do? Now that question changed everything. Because when I asked the question, so what can I do? I thought, well, I can do it online. Everything I can do in a room, I can do online. I can now start that podcast that I've been talking about for all these years and never had the time to do it. And so in a split second, and I'm saying a split second, Shelmarie, I went from anxiety and fear to excitement and anticipation and empowerment. And I got, okay, I can create, because I'm thinking, right, I can do these sessions online, and I can now get out of Melbourne, and I can do them all around the world because there's no geographical limits anymore. I don't have to travel anywhere. I can save money. I can do it in with a jacket on top and in my underwear if I want to, because no one can see below the desk. I can touch lives. And I know there's going to be more and more people in need of what I talk about in terms of health and well-being and mindset. Now there's going to be more stress and anxiety, and I can help people with that right now. So all of a sudden I put together. I remember in the moment, in a heartbeat, I sat down and I started planning out a program and a process and I started promoting it and promoting it. Within a couple of weeks, I was getting gigs with companies. One was a company that was not only in Australia but in Asia and in Europe. So now all of a sudden I'm talking to all around Australia. I'm talking to people in Asia. I'm talking to people in England and Italy and the Netherlands. And here I am from my own home doing all this amazing stuff. Going, oh my God, simply because. Okay, so here's the point.
Yeah.
I felt the emotion. I validated. It's a reasonable emotion to feel in that situation. I asked myself, why am I feeling this emotion? What's it telling me? What's it telling me about my focus? What am I focused on now? I thought I'm focusing on what I don't want, what I don't have, what I've lost. Okay, well, that's not going to get me anywhere. So what can I do?
Yeah.
Can't do that now. What can I do? The second I started thinking about what I can do and thought of all these ideas came to me, all of a sudden my emotion shifted and I was able to now regulate that negative emotion and harness the positive emotion to move me to create that change. And I can think about time after time after time after time in my life when I've been able to, I spoke about when I decided to write my first book. I was in $100,000 debt. I had two businesses. I was working 7 days a week, and one was failing miserably. And again, anxiety, fear, stress, depression, worthlessness was the emotions that I felt until I sat there. And again, I thought, okay, reasonable emotions. Don't want to feel this anymore. I don't want to live this way anymore. How do I want to live? Again, a question. I mean, this is a question I want to encourage everyone to ask. Not what do you want to do?
Yes.
How do you want to live? Okay, how do I want to live? Well, I want to feel good about me. I want to have an impact on lives. I want to be free financially. I want to have multiple streams of income. I want to wake up every morning and love my life. Bang, out of nowhere. Trust me, out of nowhere comes this idea to write a book. Never thought about writing a book before. Never thought I could. Never thought I want to. Had no time, no background, no skills, no qualifications, no idea how to write a book. But okay, write a book. I thought, all right, let's do that. That idea would never have happened had I not been in $100,000 debt. Had I not been in that deep, dark place, I never would have made that decision and I wouldn't be sitting here having this conversation with you. So emotion is powerful. It will move us and we get to control our emotion because our emotion is driven by the thoughts we choose to focus on.
And I think also you hit on a really powerful point there, because not only did you just share that, you also shared the debt. And you still did it, because there'll be people saying, but I don't have any money to write a book. Well, no, actually the action can be happening now. You don't need to know the how all the time, but actually if you're taking the action and you believe in what you're doing, I know this is all, sometimes people call it woo-woo, but the right people, the right opportunities, everything will start to come and fall in place.
Always.
I think again, even in that you address through your beautiful example, for people being like, oh, but I don't have the money to do that, straight away question what you've just told yourself. So
well, that's when, and this is the power in spontaneity and naivety. Okay, because had I stopped for a split second to weigh up the pros and cons to assess whether or not I could be an author, I would never have done it.
Yes. Exactly.
I didn't give myself that time to assess all the reasons why writing a book was the dumbest idea in the world. Like, you can't write a book. You're a footballer. Footballers don't write, they grunt. You've got no time. You've got no skills. You've got no qualifications. You've got no idea. You've got no money. You're in all this debt. I never stopped. I thought about, as I visualized that life, I thought being a best-selling author will do it. And in my naive mind, I never thought about the fact I would have to spend money, because I thought, well, a publisher's going to pick it up. I'm not going to spend money. I'm going to write a book that a publisher wants. They will invest all the money required to take it, to edit it, to publish it, to put it out into the world. And guess what happened? That's what happened. So there's power
But
in
you see the
naivety and there's
power
power in
of the
expectancy.
mind. You see how the power of the
100%.
mind and your intention. You didn't even go into that thing of, again, like even with me sharing that, it's like someone thinking, oh, so I need to, oh, and then this will come and this will come. You even bypassed that. You were just like, well, no, it's going to be it's going to be a bestseller and someone's going to want to have this book. Like that's completely like, I love that. Thank you so much.
You're
And I
welcome.
know
Well, I just want to encourage naivety. I want people to
no,
stop
absolutely.
thinking. We are our own worst enemies because
Absolutely.
our brain, which is the most powerful machine on the planet, can stop you in your tracks.
Absolutely.
There's one time let me tell you when you turn your brain on and then when you turn it off. Okay, so you turn your brain on to come up with an idea. Your brain will come up with ideas. Okay, but if you leave your brain on, they'll then come up with all the reasons why you can't do it, you shouldn't do it, it's not the right time. Once you've got the idea, and because when you come up with an idea, like I'm going to be a best-selling author, wow, I mean, you feel strong. I'm excited.
Yeah.
You move. That's when movement comes. You don't go, okay, so how do I, no, just take the first step, get into action. So you go from your head into your heart, then into your hands. In other words, you're thinking about it, you get the vision. That's where your brain is. Now you get the feeling of, oh, that's amazing. Now stop thinking and get into action.
Yes,
do not overthink.
Yes.
Because you may not know how to do it. You may not know how to do it. No, I had no idea how to write a book. No idea. I didn't even know how to write, let alone how do I publish, I didn't know, but I thought it doesn't matter. Take a step. Because every step you take, the path becomes a little bit clearer. Every step you take, there's a bit more confidence. Every step you take, there's more certainty or more possibility that you can actually get the result. And every day that I wrote a little bit and I could see something come together, I started to believe more and I knew more. And I thought, well, look, when I started, I didn't know if I could do it. I just didn't know that I couldn't do it. And I had no evidence to prove that I could not be a best-selling author. So therefore, what's stopping me? Really?
Absolutely. I love that. Thank you so much. Already just in all that you've shared so many, I believe, golden nuggets, and
good.
I don't want to use up too much more of your time. I'm really loving this conversation, and so before you go, if there's obviously anything you want to share with anyone listening that you think they would really benefit from, please feel free.
Well, I think we've covered a fair bit of it, haven't we? We've just got to, I think the key is to stop overcomplicating things.
Yeah.
I think the key is to stop doubting, stop listening to other people's opinions. You
quiet the noise.
Everything, you have everything you need already.
Yeah.
You are loved already. You are good enough right now.
Yeah.
And get clear on what you want. Identify the positive character traits you already have. Take a step. Take one step. Something simple. It doesn't have to be right now. Like I would say to people listening to this, do something now. Don't wait. Yeah. For example, here's something you could do. Pick up your phone, send a text message to someone that you care about and say, I love you. I'm grateful for you. Do that right now. Right now, right this minute. You could get up if you're listening to this and you're sitting on your backside, get up and go for a walk. Go for a 15-minute walk. Get out there and look at the beautiful world around you. Go and have a drink of water. You can do that right now. You could go and read a book. As soon as you stop listening to this, go and read a book that you've been talking about reading. I need to read a book to learn about something. Do it. Do 10 minutes. That's it. 10 minutes and then feel good about yourself, because success is not the outcome. We've already discussed that. The destination is not success. Getting to where you want to get is not success, because you never get there unless you take the action in this moment right now. That's success. I call it win the day. Win the day. And if you say, okay, I'm going to get up in the morning when my alarm goes off and I'm going to go for a walk, when you do it, celebrate, because that's the win.
Yes. Yeah.
When you have that conversation that you don't want to have, that's the win. When you apologize for something you've said, that's the win. Do the things that you know you should do. Just do one little thing today, right now. Absolutely. And feel how good that feels to do it. And then go, I can trust me. I can count on me.
Yes.
I'm good enough. this world is there for the taking. I'm here for great things, and I'm going to make the most of this life I've been given.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Andrew. It's been such a pleasure. I've loved having you as a guest. And yeah, I can't wait for everyone to, and I would love to even see you speaking live, and I want to explore all the things that you're creating. Thank you, really.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me on your fabulous show. You're a wonderful host. You really are. You're easy to talk to, and no, really, and because it can be very, interview style and list, and just too. I'm not a structured person. I just like just making it real, and you've allowed that. So thank you for that, and keep up the great work.
Thank you.